Hello, everybody. Once again, we welcome you back to Just a Prinny's randomized Disgaea 5 Iron Man. I know I probably shouldn't be doing this because it's a stupid idea, and I can already see that it's going to end in horrific failure later down the line, but we don't really care about that until we actually get to that point now, don't we? But enough dilly-dallying. Let's get on with episode 2 of our unique adventure. So last time around, we got ourselves a lady fighter, a healer, and so far, nobody's died. I mean, it's only the first chapter anyway, so I wasn't really expecting anybody to die yet, but I'm sure we can get to at least chapter 2 without a casualty. And if we don't, then I really, really suck. So, this isn't actually the first time I tried a Disgaea 5 not a Disgaea 5, but Disgaea in general Iron Man. Originally, I tried to play through Disgaea 2 through an Iron Man. That didn't really work out too well. I got all the way to one level before the end of the game. The second to last stage, and I failed. So my goal is that I'm going to get all the way to the end.
You're mistaken if you thought all demons would grovel at your feet.
I don't really know what I'm going to do for, like, the future. It's because I don't know what I'm going to get. I don't know who characters I'm going to have on my team. But hopefully, this won't be as bad as I think it'll be. This is dress gloves. And, pretty much nothing really interesting has happened yet. It's just not that point where things are starting to going to become shitty for everyone. I'm going to speed this up a bit. I don't really feel like waiting around for everything. That should be enough. I've tried playing with the cursor speed increased, and it is garbage. Because, like, alright, so with the regular, like, combat stuff, movement speed increased, it doesn't really feel, like, that bad. It's fine. Like, oh, look, the characters move a little faster. But the cursor, for some reason, decides to go into fucking hyperdrive whenever you try to increase it. And it's unbearable. I hate it so much. So I'm going to skip that. Whenever you use a weapon for long enough, you'll get a skill for it. And so skills can be useful, blah blah blah. Did I explain this in the last one? It doesn't matter. What matters is I don't know if you can survive both of those, so you will take the hit. Maybe he'll go for one of you instead. If he does survive, then that's going to be great. That'll be fantastic. Yeah, see, he's fine. He's great. There's no way he's going to die on the first freaking chapter. That's insane. Whack. Now, Killia, even with a bow, which is a weapon he's not really supposed to use, Killia is just strong enough that he'll kind of kill everything in one shot anyway. And I'd much prefer he doesn't, because I kind of give experience to other people. Like that. You're going to go right over here. You're going to heal him. You don't got anything to do. And let's start going after this healer. You know, it is kind of weird. I tried to explain a lot of stuff in the first episode, and now I'm kind of running out of things to say. That kind of sucks when I'm going to attempt to make this a series, doesn't it? I'm running out of things to say, and 2 episodes in, that doesn't bode well. You're no. Oh, you will just kill that. Yeah, man can hope. Let's skip the story. It's just, hey, oh look, I'm an anime character. I'm super strong. It's like, there's no way you're that strong. Yeah. You know, the more I play games like Disgaea, the more I realize the voice acting, when it actually does play, is not good. It's not good. After watching actually good voiced animes and stuff, you start to really realize the bad ones.
Let's fix you up.
Don't really get hurt, but healing's never a bad idea. I don't really have requests. One step forward, martial artists. Prinny's. Nothing really. Nothing really. Did we get that? No, we didn't get anything. Oh, off we go.
Where would you like to go, dude?
Blood Parsh, Removal Atrium. And after this, we have one more chapter. It's just a tutorial on passives. Every character, every race has a passive. So orcs have a passive, this lady fighter has a passive, imps have a passive, and all of them are different depending on the monster. Orcs, I think they gain increased stats by allies. So every ally that is within 2 of these panels within them will increase all their stats by 5. And it stacks, and it can get pretty high, as long as you take them out one by one and try not to lure all of them in at once, they should be fine. Imps are just pains in the ass to deal with. Bullying, it increases damage if they're a lower level than you. I mean, if they're a higher level than you. And imps gain experience very fast. So most of the time when you fight them in the campaign, they're going to have lower stats than you, but they'll be 6, 7, 8, and sometimes even 9 levels higher than you. And they'll still be on par. But they'll always get that bonus.
Ready.
It's just a pain in the ass.
Kneel.
Skip up that.
Let's go.
And we will shoot him.
What's up, dude?
And this is why you don't put all your eggs in one basket.
No, dude.
That Prinny's probably...
What is it?
Orking it up.
Nope. We're live. We're living.
Bang!
I care more about Seraphina. So, maids, they're not really that, like, super useful. Not until you get to, like, later in the game. They get their unique abilities. But, when you can use an item and still attack on the same turn, you can do some funky stuff. Patch? Yeah, that's it. I didn't even have to use her turn. Wait, what? Oh wait, no, yeah, that's right. She can use an item and then an action every turn.
For my master!
I just never had to use 2 items on her at once. I guess I could if I had to, but it's a little overkill. And Seraphina's already starting to fall behind, and we didn't even get to chapter 2 yet.
Sup, dude?
Stab, stab, stab. And Kilia's gonna go by and do Kilia stuff. Really, I can send him off to do his own thing, and I can almost guarantee that he's gonna live against anybody that he tries to fight. He's what we refer to as really good. That's a bad idea. I'm going to give you a heal. Alright, he's healed up. Rapid arrow. You'll have 3 health. So, this is something that's unique to Disgaea, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. So, monsters can do a thing called magic changing, which I don't teach you in a tutorial. What it basically is you can essentially remove a monster from the field to turn them into a weapon. I'll just do it with Matilda as a example. So let's say I wanted to Prinny's, for instance, turn into swords. So if I just go choose, hey, go over her bow, you get a little animation. And the Prinny turns into a sword. And she will just fight with that sword for a while. Now, the Prinny's gone. And the Prinny doesn't take damage while in this form. But if Matilda here would die while holding this weapon, the Prinny dies too. So it's a 2 for 1. And that's not good. Because in a run where I have to save as many people as I can, or risk just losing outright, it can get obnoxious trying to make sure everybody gets out alive. They're just going to defend because I don't want to get whipped. Shot. So, ACRB. They're defending. So, there are some benefits to magic changing. Magic changing doesn't kill the monster when you use it. So it just kind of like puts them on standby. And once that magic changing is up, the monster will go away, and you can redeploy them from the base panel. But it doesn't refund their ticket. So I can only deploy a set number of people every map. Magic changing someone and having them go away doesn't count as undeploying them, if that makes sense. Now, the reason that I'm conflicted on whether I should use magic changing or not is because magic changing turns a character into a different weapon. So Matilda gets a sword, which she's not supposed to use. Now I could just chalk this up to like, it doesn't matter, but I'll have to decide to my own whether or not I want to use that as is, or if I want to keep it as, faithful as possible and just stick with this character uses sword, so I can only use sword magic changes with it. Or this character uses bow, so I can only use bow magic change with it. And every monster turns into one. Every single monster in the game has their own unique form that they become when they magic change. Some of them are useful, some of them are not. So, whenever you kill somebody with a magic change weapon, both the wielder and the monster that transformed get experience for it. So it's a handy little way to make weaker monsters level up much faster, which is something that I can use later if it ends up having a lot of low rank monsters in my group. But on the other hand, it's pretty risky, especially if you use magic changing on someone who's very fragile to begin with, like Seraphina, and she ends up dying. That's a 2-for-1 that I have to delete. I'll decide on my own if I'm going to keep with that or not, but for now, I'm just going to keep it as is. We got a... What did we get? Driftwood bow. Oh, yeah. I know I went over this a little bit in the previous video. Whenever you restore health or SP or you revive somebody at the hospital, it'll go up into a tally and it will track that tally as you go through the game. Once you surpass enough health healed or enough SP restored or enough revives done, you'll get a special item for it. In this case, the orb, which greatly increases someone's resistance and gives them more SP so they can do more things. I'm going to give that to Ari, because I need her to be able to heal whenever I need one. Heal him up one more time. So, because I can't revive, because once I revive somebody, I have to delete them, I can essentially never get these later game rewards. Because in order to get just the baseline one, I need to have 5 of my characters permanently die. And forget going to 300 or 200, maybe even 70. I don't think I'm even going to get 40 characters. Wait, that's 2. No, I won't get 40 characters. So the most I'll be able to get is 15 deaths. Which isn't a lot, and it isn't good. And if I ever have to get that item, that means I'm probably gonna lose that run anyway. But for now, we're going to just keep on keeping on.
Where would you like to go, dude?
So the next level is where we run into the first new character, the first new story character, which is that guy. That is Red Magnus. He speaks in the third person, he says super a lot, and he's annoying. Very annoying. He's also a character who will either be super good or entirely useless to me. But let's skip this over. Actually, let's just keep it. I'll just keep talking. So, Red Magnus, if I win this chapter, I'll recruit him and stuff. And here's another shtick. At the end of every chapter, that final level, everyone's healed fully automatically, but it's not added to your hospital total. So if someone dies in this chapter, I won't even get the reward for reviving them. And that sucks. So this chapter will introduce overlords. Yeah, overloads. Blah blah blah.
You couldn't possibly be Red Magnus's real opponent. Now hurry up and fetch your bastard of a boss, Boy Dark.
To be honest, there really isn't
He's like a vicious dog.
much to talk about. So for now, I'm just gonna let the cutscene play.
Ha! This guy's full of fighting spirit. You must be
This is what I get for
God.
recording this once again at 2 in the morning. I just don't have many things to talk about.
Which
And
means
I am a really shitty streamer.
finally making his entrance.
Imagine like going on YouTube and hearing me
This
talk
monkey,
for
does he
30 to
truly
40
not
minutes every day.
recognize me?
I don't know if I could do that.
The overlord of
But
Scorching
as long as I
Red Magnus.
keep doing what I'm doing,
Tough.
keep going on with what I'm trying to do,
Eating
which I just
again?
said, as long as I try to
The
keep
two
myself
David
entertaining,
Portman, made with Megaton
then I
Pork and a
know
broken
I'll
down
eventually get
and Great King
something.
Lobo.
My goal is any one of my videos to reach 1,000 views or to get 100 subscribers. Even 10 subscribers would be far more than I think I'd get. Which is why I'm starting with this. I'm starting with this run because it's something that I've never seen before. And because I've never seen it before, I'm going to wrongfully assume I'm the first one to ever do it, which makes me original.
No. My business is with Void Dark.
Did you pick a fight with that piece of monkey crap or something? Is that so? Red Magnus never
See?
imagined someone else
He always refers to himself in the third person.
would ever do that.
He is
That makes
the
us allies.
second most
I'd like to say, but when
annoying character in the game.
they're on the battlefield,
No,
they can't
no,
stop
I would argue he's the most. I would argue he's the most.
I don't mind stopping.
Because all of his conversations end with
serious.
Red Magnus is super, Red Magnus super happy, Red Magnus, Magnus. And it is so fucking obnoxious.
You've got good taste.
I'm just playing the cutscenes because I like these cutscenes.
So far excited. So
What the?
this is my overload skill, Super Olympia. It's a super ability.
Yeah,
Double my size and
now we get to
and
the part
overwhelms all my
that I
enemies.
need to keep all the main characters alive.
Just so you know, when the time limit runs out, Red Magnus will return to normal size and will be a little sore.
So, overlords like Seraphina and Red Magnus, they have an ability called Overload. I can explain it better than this stupid tutorial can. So, you see how he's like really, really, really fucking big right now? Well, the reason for that is that he's using an overload. Only overlords have overloads, so Seraphina and Red Magnus are the only two right now that have it. When they use it, they'll gain an extremely powerful effect for a short time. Red Magnus becomes this gigantic monstrosity for 3 turns, gets 100% crit chance, which means that he'll always deal bonus damage on his attacks. And he kind of gets 50% more stats and everything. So he becomes a monstrosity that just one-shots everything. Seraphina, on the other hand,
Kneel.
her ability is called Baylor Gaze. When she uses it, every male unit, which is most monsters and a few human classes, will get the Charm status. Charm will make that character fight against their allies for 1 turn. So it basically brainwashes them for 1 turn. Hers is super powerful in a few maps. There's some maps where she'll just instantly win the level for you. There's some maps where hers quite literally can't affect a single character. But we're jumping ahead of ourselves. Just know that she's important, he's important, and I need to make sure that I don't go near him. Because right now, he is a neutral character, meaning he'll attack anyone, doesn't matter friend or foe.
All men are my servants.
Let's go.
Yeah. So, on the side of the portrait, right next to every character, do you see that little purplish, pinkish bar with the R on it? That's the revenge gauge. I know, it's edgy, because edginess. Whenever a character takes damage, everyone else who is their ally will fill up their revenge gauge. So all of my allies will fill up their gauge when Killia takes damage. Slowly but surely. When that gauge fills up, they're going to become all sparkly and electrified, and they'll enter revenge mode. While in revenge mode, all of your abilities only cost 1 SP, so they don't cost any mana to use. All of your attacks will instantly crit the target, meaning they'll do even more damage. And if you're defeated in revenge mode, you will drop a magic essence, which can be used to permanently increase someone else's stats. Overlords, like Seraphina, that enter revenge mode, are also allowed to use their overload skills. Revenge mode only lasts for 3 turns, and if an enemy enters it, it's pretty much a kill me now button, because you want to get all those nice, snazzy little gems that increase their stats. But right now, it's pretty average. Red Magnus should keep himself busy, killing off the orc and the imp. And as long as I don't go too close to him, I should be fine.
What is it? Let's shoot it.
Alright. He moves 5. So this is Red Magnus, and this is the character that I'm the most worried about. I will recruit him at the end of this level. He is resistant to fire, but he's weak to everything. If you look at his stats, he has awful intelligence, awful resistance, awful accuracy, and awful speed. He's just health, attack, and defense. Half the weapons in the game he can't use if he wants to. His intelligence sucks, so he can't use staffs. His accuracy sucks, so he can't use guns or bows. His speed sucks, so he can't use fists or guns again. Anything. The only weapons he will be good with, the only weapons he will be usable with, is an axe, a spear, or a sword. And if he gets anything else, especially if he gets gun or staff, Red Magnus might as well just have been deleted right from the start. He's gonna move 5. Yeah. This is Red Magnus's ability, Super Crush. Basically, he ignores half your armor every time he attacks you. It's worded weird, but that's just what it does. It makes him a good tank killer. It makes him really just punch through people. 5. I need to step back. You. I really don't want to lose someone, and I don't know if he's going to move in to try and attack or not. No, they're gonna fight him. So because they're fighting him, they're keeping his attention. I can start trying to pick him off of Killia.
Here I go.
Is that a good idea? Probably not. But I don't really have a good idea right now. I'm just trying not to die to him. Well, that did 0 damage. The Prinnies will take the hit. Their lives were useless anyway. And let's put you here so you don't get... Because I'm pretty sure you can survive an attack from them. And none of them have a range attack, so... Yeah, he's fine. Alright. Now, he can counter the attacks from the Prinnies, which would actually be very bad for me, because he does so much damage that he might just kill them in one hit anyway. So I'll attack with this.
Are you ready?
Come on.
Great.
That might do it. Oh, you're... Story of my life. Alright, I guess, Kurgan, you get a level. And no, I know what you're gonna know. What someone's gonna say. Oh, he died. That means that it's not. I'm not gonna count that. I'll count it when I recruit them, because of some certain levels later on in the game. You should come down. Give me the old stabby stabs. Let's put like a slash, then a stab.
Let me thank you.
And the Prinnies start to come in. I don't actually think they do any damage to him. But it's not like he can one-shot my crew anyway. Oh, well, that's the first one. The first character down. The Prinny. You know, I'm not surprised. Oh well. You live some, you lose a bunch. He'll be permanently remembered in the Hall of Heroes. I guess my goal of getting through here without losing a character in Chapter 1 kind of already failed, didn't it? Boop. Boop. So, he will automatically be revived, but I'm not going to count that. He died. He's dead. No freebies here in the... No freebies in the underworld. This is just him, like, saying, hey, I'm really good, I'm really strong. And then he joins us.
Stop right there. No matter how hard a muscle-brained monkey tries, they would never be able to
So,
defeat Sir Killia.
now I have to set up the wheel again.
Wait, you're...
The wheel for him, and I get to make 2 new characters. Because this is the end of the chapter. Did it stop?
Yeah. You're the shrew princess of gorgeous.
Huh, that was weird.
I am certainly not a shrew princess. I am now the Overlord.
I guess it was just like a
Address
bug
me
or
as
something?
Madam Overlord Seraphina.
Yeah, that's right. Sarah something. I just super remembered right
See,
now.
it's super remembered. It's not
So,
remembered.
what are you doing
It's
here?
super remembered.
That is my question for you.
And I
What
am
is
not
the
entertaining.
Overlord Scorching Flame doing here? And why are you fighting
Alright,
at
I'm
all?
gonna make...
Well, you
After
know,
this,
the
I'm going to
Supreme
make the
One
character
just needed to release some stress,
get
so
Red
he was
Magnus a
having
weapon.
some fun with the loss.
Pray to God that it's not a gun.
What's with that look? Got something
And
you wanna say?
I'm probably going to
Your
call
fighting
it with
style.
that.
It looks like you're exerting your inner rage.
Inner rage? Stop talking super nonsense.
Fine. I guess I was mistaken. Sorry about that.
Killia the Edgelord strikes again.
The red hell? You're a demon. You're apologizing? Weird. Well, as long as you understand, it's fine. So, that's the gist of it. Let's get going.
And now
Huh?
he invites himself into our party.
Aren't you guys picking a fight with Void Dark too? Red Magnus certainly is. So, let's go together and have super fun.
I welcome any man who will be an asset in battle, but I refuse tactless monkeys. Now, go back to your mountain. Shoot! Shoot!
What? Who cares? It's not like it's gonna cost you anything.
It might cost me the run, Red
says,
Magnus.
Let's go together.
And
Whatever
I
you
don't
please.
want to fail this
Wait,
in Chapter
Sir
3.
Killia, I just said that I'm opposed to that idea.
All right, then it's settled. Now, let's turn it up. You're in the presence of Red Magnus. Soon, I'll beat down Void Dark and become
Actually,
the
I don't think I
strongest
unlock any new
Overlord.
classes.
Nice to super meet ya.
No, I unlock Orc and Imp. And now we have a super ally.
Who have some nerve ignoring my opinion. Well, it's fine. It's only until Void Dark is murdered, so I suppose I'll forgive them. Those two will simply end up working for me.
That Killia person. What is with his ridiculous magic potential?
And here's
He could be
foreshadowing the
dangerous,
character.
which could make him very useful.
According to historians, Void Dark had taken over or destroyed over 30% of the entire netherworlds. The Furious God, Anguish Illusion, Miserable Corpse, or any of the other netherworlds that were hanging on by a thread had fallen. Over half of the entire netherworlds would have been under his control. On the other hand, Roaring Rampant, Brutal Beast, Dragonfang, and the other giant netherworlds hadn't yet fallen. Those who were expecting the giant
Most
netherworlds to offer
netherworlds
resistance
have
against the Demon Emperor
unique
finally
names
saw
like
a ray
that.
of hope.
And now we get to the end of Chapter 1, which means more characters. And this.
I'm Seraphina. I'm a temptress who wallows in riches and fame throughout
This
the
is
entire universe. All men in the
one
universe
of the
belong
more
to me.
notable things about
Now,
Disgaea.
kneel before
Every
me.
single game's always had a little
My
skit
lovely
show,
Seraphina,
you could call it,
I will not
in
allow
between all the
anyone else to
chapters.
have you. Please marry me. Who's that?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on for 1 minute. Sarah is mine. Red Magnus won't let anyone else super have her. Who's that?
Next time on Seraphina's Story, Episode 2, Because of Love. Tonight, you will be falling in love.
Do you need your heads examined?
I got a trophy. This is the first time I played it on this is the first time I'm playing this game on PC. Normally I used to play it on PS4, and I played a little bit on the Switch, but the Switch version never really worked for me too well. So I traded in
Whoa,
for this.
What's with all the screaming? What happened?
Now is no time to be calm, Sir Killia. This is an emergency.
So
Are we under attack
next
from the lost?
up
No,
is
of all things, that monkey
Spirit
placed
Internment.
underwear in with my laundry. His waves came in contact with.
that all? What a stupid reason.
It is not stupid. That
So we got the
literally
edgelord,
changes my
we got the
purity.
bitch, we
Hey,
got
Sarah!
the asshat,
Who are you calling Sarah? Don't you dare give me a nickname.
and
But your name
this
is
is our
wrong.
ragtag group of
Sarah
heroes. We're
Snob,
going to
right,
save the
Sarah?
world.
By the way, where'd you hang my underwear to dry?
I sent them down the road to Hades.
What does that mean?
It means she threw your underwear away. Duh.
Huh? She did what? But the tiger print was my favorite, and not to mention, my only good pair of underwear!
He has absolutely zero tact. Just the idea of that man being in my vicinity is enough to disturb my peace of mind. I would overcharge him for rent,
I don't-
but that idiot doesn't even have a single
I don't
house to
remember
stay
if this
in. And
cutscene
he's
was
supposed to be
important or
an
not.
overlord.
It's
Maybe
been a
he
while
should
since
cut
I
off his
played this
head
game.
and claim the reward.
They're all so noisy.
Oh, look, Edge. More Edge.
Allies. You never learn, do you?
It's original, the character.
They're not my allies, and I don't need
Do
any
not steal.
allies. Sure, you say that, but here you are with them. Your
Darkness,
blood's so
darker than
plentiful
dark,
out for revenge.
blacker than black.
Allies
Heed
don't
my
suit you.
evil call.
Or did you forget what happened?
Vanquish my foes in the shadows. Ugh.
I'll never forget. Vengeance is the only thing that keeps me going. Right. You don't have anything to protect anymore. Let anger saturate every fiber of you. Release me and destroy everything.
You can't comprehend my undeniable, unfathomable powers.
Episode 2, Demon General.
So. Oh,
Where
I
are
forgot
they?
about this guy.
Have they
This-
been found yet?
Is our main bad guy.
Your Excellency, rebels have appeared in the frontier of Bloodparch. The main squad that was stationed there has been
Void
completely
Dark.
wiped out. Your Excellency?
As his 83rd secretary, I shall be assisting Lord Void Dark. I am Count Ringy. Though I am not
Gi.
worthy and mightily frightened, I shall be speaking on behalf of the great Lord Void Dark, Gi. Ahem. You said you had important information to report, so I made time for you. But is that all you've got, Gi?
No,
Do you think a dragon would care one bit about what ants may do, Gi?
I don't know why. I
If you
always love
know
the Void
they're
Dark
rebels,
cutscenes.
then why don't
They're
you
just
kill
so
them, Gi?
over the
Is there
top.
a reason you're wasting our time with this? Or did you want to accept responsibility for the weak squad that was destroyed? Is that what this is about, Gi?
what? No, that's not... Ah!
Worthless.
Lord Void Dark, we have taken control of the netherworlds
That
of Furious God, Anguish Illusion,
is
and Miserable
Bloodus?
Corpse. As
Bloodus, I think.
As expected
Bloodus,
of
that's it.
Demon General Bloodus, Demon Emperor Void Dark will surely be satisfied with your work, Gi.
Key.
60% of all netherworlds are now in the hands of Lord Void Dark. We just need to suck in the surrounding netherworlds too, Gi.
Now prepare for me to say "gee" at the end of most of my sentences until I clock out "gee." So this is the skill shop "gee." This is a new facility that's opened up. Basically, I get mana whenever I kill something. Anything, I get mana for it. And each character has their own. I can spend that mana to upgrade my skills, giving them bigger area of effects, more damage, or just making them overall better in everything, but increasing the cost of the SP I need to use to cast them. it's always good to level up your skills, but you have to make sure not to level them up too fast, or else you can't cast any. These are innocents. Innocents are confusing. Very confusing. So, in every single item, there's innocence. This replica sword has the innocent called a professional. This driftwood bow has a marksman. This justice stick has a tutor. This unfortunate metal has a cryophile. And there's tons of them, and every one of them does a different thing. The innocent shop allows you to move those innocents from one item to another, or to power them up by combining them. Innocents essentially increase a single stat on a weapon by a little bit. Sometimes they increase attack, defense, they'll increase the critical strike chance, they'll make the weapon do an element for its damage. There's an innocent for almost everything you can think of. And getting the rarer ones can be kind of bitch, but if you work hard at it, you can make some ludicrous weapons. But I'm stalling for time. I need to get the elephant out of the room. I need to make Red Madness's weapon. But let's stall for a little more time, because I'd rather not. So let's watch this cutscene, I suppose. Alright. Well, now that that's done, I don't think I actually have any characters to create. I can recruit imps and orcs. So now I have to add them to the wheel too. Staff coach. That's actually a really good. What do I need for that? Unopened sodas. Then you select, you can take this more bow gun. Alright, so now I can make orcs and imps. You can take this driftwood bow, I can use it. I'm gonna buy 3 unopened sodas.
Welcome.
I don't need your tutorial. That's complete labor storage. So, some scrolls, instead of giving skills that you learn and can use, like heal, some scrolls give you passives, the abilities. And those can actually be very useful. Staff Coach, when you put it on somebody, will higher their staff rank up to C, I think? Staff Coach is? B. It gives them a B in staffs. And for characters who are really bad with staffs, but will be forced to use one because of this run and the nature of it, that might be actually really useful. Petty Theft. Petty Theft was the first one to die. So let's... Equipment. Get that off of you. And Petty Theft. Congratulations. You are the first character to die in my run. You should be honored. Well, that's too bad. But don't worry, we got some characters to replace you. What fun that'll be. Alright. It is weird. It's like the whole game slows down. probably nothing. I'll look into that after I do this. So, before we get on with the weapons that they're going to be using, I first need to figure out the characters I'm going to create. So, let us divert our attention to the wheel. Alrighty then. The first character that's going to be joining my cavalcade of calamity will be a Fury Fatalist. Alright, a Fist Fighter, or just a counter machine. It's not really that bad with most weapons, so I'm not upset by that. And the second one's gonna be a Kunoichi, another human class. They're kind of jack-of-all-trade things. That's kind of it. They're just jack-of-all-trades. But both of them are humans, so I need to roll for everyone. First up, roll for Red Magnus's weapon, and then the other two. RN Jesus, hear my prayer. Please, just let me have this. That's all I'm asking. Red Magnus's weapon for this run will be... Son of a bitch. Alright. We got Mage Magnus. Well, you know what? That staff coach scroll actually came in handy. Anyway. So he's dead. Red Magnus is going to be dead very soon. Our Fury Fatalist also gets a staff. Yeah. This is what I get for jinxing myself. And the Kunoichi? The Kunoichi gets an axe. Yay. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to see today. Well, I gotta give Red Magnus a staff. I gotta... jeez, I'm not gonna like this at all. This is going to be painful for me. I'm going to let you all know. Maybe I can find a staff for one of these. Orb. I'd rather not have to waste money on a character that I know isn't going to be here very long. Bow. Oop. The other chest. There he is. Survival knife. Nope. They're gonna make me buy. They're gonna make me buy it.
Thanks.
Alright. Higher. I mean, even if I have to make staff with this guy, at least he's a better healer than Red Magnus? Yay. Rod? Yeah. You know what? Rod? You're going to be using a rod. So I'm actually pretty happy. That's a good name for you. And you're incompetent. Let's increase your resistance so you can do some stuff.
Yes! Ha! Say-ya! Say-ya! Ha! Ha! Say-ya! Say-ya!
You already have the heart of an innocent girl. Let's give you fire eyes. Rod the mage fist fighter. And Kunoichi. Actually, I think this is the first Kunoichi I've ever made. She's not bad. She's not awful with axes. Let's name you Yasumi? Yeah, sure. You're Yasumi. Let's make you skilled. I'd rather try and keep you as long as I can. Let's increase your speed a bit and your attack a bit.
What
Watch this! Yeah! Ha! Yeah!
This voice, by the way, the Ditzy Newbie Hanakage.
Yeah! Yeah!
This is the worst voice in this entire game you can choose. Because that little ya,
Yeah!
that's the only line.
Yeah!
That's it.
Yeah! Yeah!
It's just ya.
Yeah! Ha! Say! Watch this!
So loyal. And it kind of sucks that that's the only line. Here go white. Because you're a ninja using an axe. You're not going to be very stealthy anyway. Alright. What do I got my stick to give to Magnus. I need to buy an axe though. Alright.
Welcome.
This is gonna be the hardest buy I've ever done. Let's buy a Yui Bang. I got a wooden bow. Killia doesn't really need a new bow. Killia's just kind of strong anyway. You don't really need a new axe. I'll get... Is there any that increases attack? Oh. Let's get a cute one. Let's get a cook claw for a Prinny. And... I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, I have to get an axe. Let's get... Wait. No, I don't. Red Magnus comes with an axe. Well, there's your nail bat. Because I value you more than I do Red Magnus, you'll get the cute wand. And you'll get just a stick. I mean, he's gonna be a very tanky healer. I guess he has that going for him. I'll buy you shoes. Alright.
Welcome.
Let's get some shoes for our ninja girl. Some slips. Ninjas, they kind of just die to anything. They will die to everything. So speed is a lot more useful of a stat for these characters than defense is. Because it doesn't matter how high you try to raise their defense, they're going to get one shot by something anyway. So the best thing to do is to just go all out into speed so they don't get hit at all. And just hope for the best. Alright. Here they are. Rod, Red Magnus, and Yasumi. Oh boy. Let's put Red Magnus up top. There we go. And now I have to deal with these nut jobs. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode 2. I will see you all next time.